Hey Village! Before we dive in, if you haven't already, hit follow on your favorite podcast platform. It takes 2 seconds, it costs nothing, and it means the world to me. Right, let's go! Hi, I'm Maeva, and this is Raising with the Village, a podcast where real parents share real stories so we can all feel a little more connected on this wild journey of raising children. I have to be honest with you. There are episodes that move you to tears. Episodes that will sit with you for days. Episodes that will make you see the world a little differently. And then there are episodes like this one. Today, I'm talking to Liz. Liz, mum to 4-year-old twins, which, as she will tell you herself, is pretty much her entire personality now. And honestly, we respect it. Liz did not grow up dreaming of motherhood. For a long time, children were simply not part of the plan. But then, she met with her partner, and something shifted. Suddenly, she knew. She wanted this. What she did not know, though, was that life would hand it to her twice over at the same time. In this conversation, we talk about what she really thought about having children when she was younger, meeting the person who changed her mind, the moment she found out she was expecting twins, the pregnancy, and what life actually looks like when you bring 2 tiny humans home at the same time. And we laughed. A lot. Like, a lot. I'm going to apologize in advance if the giggles get in the way. But honestly, I'm not even sorry because Liz is one of the funniest people I've ever had the pleasure of sitting down with. She has this incredible ability to find humor in everything. Everything, the chaos, the sleep deprivation, the utterly ridiculous moments that only twin parents will truly understand. And through all of it, there is this beautiful thread running underneath. A woman who once could not picture herself as a mum, who now cannot imagine how she ever thought she did not want this life. This is a feel-good one. So if you just found out you're expecting twins, or if you're in the thick of it, or if you've ever wondered what it's really like, this one is for you. It's fun. It's love. It's life. Here is Liz. Hi.
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, all good.
Good, great. Shall we start with some introductions?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Liz, and I'm the mother to 4-year-old twins. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot.
I feel like that's my life description at the moment. Is mother to 4-year-old twins.
Liz, mother to 4-year-old twins.
I'm going to get like name cards made up and everything for you.
Oh, cool. So before we jump into the story of the twins, because this is the topic of the day,
Yeah.
shall we just go back in time to when you were younger? And I don't know how young you want to be at that point, but when you were younger, what was your vision of motherhood? Or did you always want to become a mother at some point?
So in all honesty, the whole way through my life, probably till I hit probably about 28 when I met my partner, I never actually wanted kids. I wasn't interested in them. Yeah, it never kind of factored into my life plan. And then I met my partner, and I don't know, something changed. And suddenly, I don't know if you just grow up or you just sort of see the world differently. But then I thought, actually, you know what? I can see this working in. And our relationship was quite like rapid. So it all happened very quickly. Like we met, we bought a house, we fell pregnant, and it all happened very quickly. But up until then, yeah, I'd never fancied children, never kind of wanted them. But it's like a personality change happened. And then suddenly, yeah, it's everything. And then It's hard to explain yourself, I suppose. So you go your whole life not wanting them, and then suddenly you do want them, and then suddenly like you can't imagine how you didn't want them. And part of you feel guilty because at one point you're like, I didn't see this, but now I do see this, and this is my world. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really bizarre because
Growing
obviously
up.
I grew up with my mum and my dad, and like she was a stay-at-home mum, which take my hat off to, but that's what I saw, and I was like, oh, I don't want that. I want like my own money. I want to do my own thing, and I'm not particularly good at being told what to do, and I'm not particularly good on like a timetable, and I thought it all looked so regimented. But then obviously, yeah, life changes, and
Did you have any
perspective changes.
siblings?
Yes, so I've got an older brother, so he's 6 years older than me. So I think where he's 6 years older than me, it's kind of like I was an only child because a 6-year-old doesn't want to play with a newborn, and when he's at 10, I'm like 4.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested, so it was very much like me and my mum because my dad's at work, working all the like overtime and stuff. So yeah, I was just kind of like not feeling that. But then life changed, life happened, and then I think COVID happened, and suddenly I found myself not with one child but 2.
So on that
Very
point,
quickly.
on that point, actually,
Yeah.
are there any twins in your family? Does it
No.
run in the
No.
family? No.
No, I get asked this so much, and there are no twins in my family, no twins in his family, and they were a complete bolt from the blue.
Okay.
Did not expect that in the slightest. I mean, we joked when I first fell pregnant. I was like, I'd always been quite fit and quite slim, and then I couldn't work out if it was because it was COVID, and obviously I hadn't done much exercise. Maybe I'd put on like a little bit of winter weight, or when I fell pregnant, I was like, I'm getting a bit chunky, you know. I was like, this is unusual because I was like, I'm under 3 months, and I was like, we were joking, just like, oh, it might be twins, could be triplets, just harmless. I know the horror. Take my hat off to anyone who does triplets.
If you have triplets, I need to meet with you.
Yeah, I need to meet with you because I'm fascinated by that one. But yeah, so no, it was never on a radar. It's obviously since we've had them, and then they told me you're the sort of person that you just basically release 2 eggs every month. So
so now they found out that
now they know that. So if we were to go in for like a third, there's a strong chance we'd
third
get,
and fourth.
Yeah, and no. Going from 2 to 4, like we are actually like outnumbered 2 to 1. That's no. I value my sanity too much on that one.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you probably gave up a little bit of the story here, a little bit of the mystery here, that you released 2 eggs at once.
Mm-hmm.
So what, I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, what type of twins do you have?
So they're classed as fraternal, which means they're 2 separate eggs. So they're no more similar than siblings. They just happen to lodge at the same time.
Yeah.
Is how I describe it to people. But that's it, basically, yeah. They're just, if you met them, they're not identical. They don't, apart from the fact they've both got blue eyes, they don't particularly look like each other. Personalities are miles apart.
Maybe one thing to mention is that you have a boy and a girl.
Yes, I do have a boy and a girl, yeah.
So that you would not...
Small fact there.
Not confuse them at all.
No, but you say that. When I first had them, obviously, my little girl, she looks like a little girl. My little boy looks like a little boy. You'd be pushing them around and people go, oh, they're twins. What are they? And you'd be like, oh, it's one boy, one girl. And people go, are they identical?
Sure.
And you know when you're like,
girl.
I'm a little bit sarcastic. I'm like, but they can't be identical because they are a boy and a girl. That's different. Like, that's completely different genetics. And after like the first 20th time you've been asked this question, you're like, no. I was like, no. They are a boy and a girl. They're completely different.
Okay, so let's go back to your pregnancy then.
Mm-hmm.
So you fell pregnant.
Yep.
And very quickly you started feeling that you were maybe putting on weight a little bit faster than...
I was getting chunky. Yeah. I can't even dress that up. I was getting chunky.
And did you see that before any of the scans or anything?
Yeah. So, because you have your 3-month scan, don't you? So obviously I fell pregnant and I wanted to wind up Rob because he'd always been he was super excited to be a dad. So I was like, obviously I did the pregnancy test in the morning and I think I did what most women do. You do one and then you think, no, we'll do a second one just in case the first one blipped. And then I wrapped that up in wrapping paper, put it in a little gift bag, and he's come home and he's opened it up, and I won't say exactly what he said, but he was very excited. And then obviously you book in with your hospital, and I booked So I'm not from this area originally. I'm from only half hour away, but I booked into a different hospital where I grew up.
Yeah.
Because I thought that makes more sense to me than where I've just moved to. And we booked that in. And then you think you've got 12 weeks? And it was just you'd look in the mirror, you're thinking, I swear I'm not supposed to show yet. Because all the information I'm reading is a first-time mum doesn't start showing until a lot further down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's definitely a bulge. And I'm like, maybe I just, I'm not doing very much. I'm just eating too much. And then Rob was you'd be like, oh, maybe you're just, maybe it's twins, maybe it's triplets. And we'd all have a laugh about it, not say too much. And it's not till, we actually found it out. They were like, oh, that makes a lot more sense why I'm getting so chunky so quickly.
So did you do any private scans, private tests, or did you wait until the 12 weeks?
We waited the 12 weeks. We just waited for our scan. So we got sent to, it got booked, woke up that morning, thought, we're going to see what baby looks like today. We're going to see, that's going to be so amazing. You go up to the scan, and because it was the tail end of COVID, all partners had to wait outside until mums had the room and
Oh, so you did your scan on your own?
So I wasn't on my own. They didn't want all the partners in the waiting room.
Oh, okay.
Because it was still the tail end of social distancing.
Uh-huh.
So obviously I'm in the waiting room, and they said, once you've got a room, then you can call your partner and he can join you.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. So obviously I get called, go into the room, and they're just chatting about normal stuff, oh, how are you finding it so far, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, right, so it'd be really nice, call your partner now. So I call him. I was like, right, I'm in room, I don't know, I can't remember the number actually. And he can come along, and they're like, get on the bed and we'll find where baby is so he can walk in and see the baby on the screen. I'm like, oh, that'd be a really magical moment. So I lay down and they put the thing on my belly. I was like, I'm not qualified in this field, but I can see two heads. And when you're staring at the screen and my brain is trying to rationalize maybe it's a mirror. Maybe one side is one side of me and the other, and it's a different angle on the other. And I'm trying to rationalize and not accept the obvious truth of there's two. I'm just staring at the screen there's two heads. I was like, there's four arms. There's four legs on the screen. No. And I remember just laying there for 10 minutes just going, what? I don't think I could actually get a sentence together apart from just a list of profanities just saying, I'm trying not to swear. Of just holy F, what? There's two on the screen. And then Rob bawled through the door, and he's seen my face, and he goes, it's not twins, is it? And I'm like, yes. I was like, there's two. There's two in there.
Look.
And I couldn't even tell you what happened for the rest of that appointment, because the guy doing the scan, he was really excited. He's like, oh my gosh, I've never done twins before. And he's scanning them. He's doing 3D scans. He's doing all this wizardry. And I'm just like, there's two. And that's all I could say to her. I was just like, there is two. What have we done? And I was like, I don't remember ticking a box saying I was up for two. I wanted one, and there are two of them. And then the guy was like, do you want to know what sex they are? Because apparently they can tell you from that early.
Really?
Yes, they can tell you. They don't tell you this because they don't want to get it wrong. But he was like, it's quite apparent. So he was just like, it's one boy and one girl. And you're just sitting there oh my gosh, there's two. And that's all I could say to myself. It's there's just two. I was a broken record for a good hour. I was like, there's two. And then obviously we knew we were pregnant. So we'd planned to get the scan printed, and we were going to put it in envelopes, and we were going to have all the family round, and we were going to do that kind of unveil. But because it was just such a shock, we're we can't hold off another week. So I was just we had to go see his parents, and we was in the middle of a park, and we sat down, we're like, do you want the mad news or the good news? And his mum's like, oh, let's have the mad news. So I was like, fine, you're going to be a grandmother to twins. And literally the pitch of scream this woman hit, I think sent the squirrels all running. I've never heard someone squeal so loudly and so high pitched. And so we told them, and they were over the moon because it was their biggest dream to be grandparents. And then we went over to my parents, and my parents were very reserved of, okay, twins. And it was these two contrasting reactions. I'm just we just told you we're pregnant with twins. But yeah, it explained a lot of why I was getting so chunky. But that was just the tipping of the scale to how big I then got.
Oh dear. I was going to ask a very silly question. I was going to ask, how different is it from a singleton pregnancy? But I guess you wouldn't know.
No, I've got no benchmark. All I know is because a lot of people ask me how much harder is it? And I'm like, I have no idea. All we did was walk into chaos, just times two. So I can't compare it to one. Like, the struggle of being a mum is intense, I think, if you've got 1, 2 or 3. But all I know is everything was just like eat, sleep, repeat twice. Eat, sleep, repeat twice. Like, change. And like, yeah.
Before we go into the babies being here, let's come back to the pregnancy. So we are end of first trimester.
Yeah.
At this point, when this is now in your file that you're having twins, do they start coming up with a whole lot of
like monitoring me more?
Yeah. All of a sudden, do you start having a lot more monitoring sessions? Do you have to visit your midwives a lot more often? Do you have to go to the hospital a lot more often?
Yeah.
What did they say at this point?
So because they're what's called fraternal twins, and they basically, they shared a womb, but they had their own sac, they had their own placentas. So they were like the lowest risk version of twins that you can have. Because one of the risks is if they share a placenta, they're sharing a food source. But the way they described it to me was they basically got separate shelves on the fridge, so they're good. So because I was young and I was fit and I was healthy, they weren't particularly concerned. So it just meant I had 1 scan a month, as opposed to, I think, normally you just get like 1 at 12 weeks, 1 at 20, 1 at 36. So I was scanned every month.
Okay.
And I'd have to go to a special twin scanning where it's someone who specialised in twin scanning. And then I'd have a phone call with a midwife every 2 weeks, I think. But it wasn't particularly any more intense than, I think, a solo pregnancy. I think had I had different type of twins.
It's a lot more than a single twin.
Like I said, that's all I know. So I just kind of got on with it. But yeah, because it was all COVID, a lot of it was like over the phone for like the midwife stuff. And then I'd go to the hospital for when they wanted to, like, I mean, to be honest, you go to the hospital, there was nothing they could do because they're like, normally they tape measure you, but that doesn't work when you've got twins because there's 2 of them. So they're like, they can't tape measure that.
Okay.
They try and listen to them, but then they can't tell which one's which.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can't find one of them. And you're like, well, I can tell you where they are because I can feel where they are.
Could you?
Yes.
Did you know?
Gosh. It's the creepiest feeling. So once I was laying in bed and you had, I think my little girl was on my left and she was facing the wrong way and the little boy was on the right and he was facing the right way. And I remember rolling over from my right to my left and you could feel one go doof and you could feel the other one go boof, like inside. And you're like, that is the creepiest feeling. And like she would hook her foot under my ribs and I could flick her toes.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she'd wriggle because she didn't like it. And I was like, to be honest, I don't like it, so move. But yeah, you could feel them separately moving.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really peculiar.
So hang on, when you said that your little girl was the wrong way and your little boy was the right way.
Or maybe it's the other way around then, because her foot, no, so she was head down, he was the wrong way.
Oh, so did he stay head up?
No, he did correct and go, and they both ended up head down by the end.
Okay.
But by that point, they hadn't stopped moving, but you know, the space is tight, so you just feel like the odd, and you could see an elbow come across.
Yeah.
Actually makes me hippy-jippy like now.
So you get a regular and consistent follow-up with whether it's the midwife, your doctors at the hospital. So every month and every other week with the phone calls. What were they saying during the pregnancy? Did you have like a target day for the end of your pregnancy?
Yeah, so with twins, they like them to be born in a controlled environment. So they like to have them at 37 weeks. So the plan was to induce me at 37 weeks so that they would come controlled rather than I go into actual labour or it turn into an emergency. So that was the plan we went with. And then we attempted natural, which I look back on thinking I was slightly crazy to even consider this. But yes, they induced me. Induction didn't work. And so then we decided we'd go for a selective cesarean because I was already in hospital and they came by cesarean in the end. But yeah, we made it to 37 plus 6, about 38 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I just mention here, maybe, because obviously people cannot see you, but you're quite tall and so is your partner.
Yeah.
So forget me for asking the question this way.
Go for it.
How gigantic was your belly at this point? Because you went quite far in your pregnancy.
I mean, I was huge. Like, I couldn't see my feet. And then when I did see my feet, they looked like painted trotters and I cried. I wish I hadn't seen my feet by the end of pregnancy. No, I was big. I mean, I don't know how to describe how big I was, but I could comfortably like eat things off of them like a table.
No,
Like,
just like you see on the shows.
yeah, like easily. Like full on, they were like my laptop rest, my table. I remember because I was working from home at the time, I had to get a desk raiser because I couldn't fit under the table anymore. So work had to buy me a laptop stand so I could actually get under it, like my laptop, because I've got so big.
But that's good because you got to keep that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying, yeah, I now got a desk raiser at home. But yeah, my partner always said from behind I didn't look pregnant. It was just I was all out front.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I think because I'm tall, I had more space to carry them.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Whereas if I'd have been smaller, then it would have been like...
Yeah, they would have been a bit more...
Yeah. So it's probably lucky I was tall
Yeah.
because I could carry them higher then.
That's very good. Okay, so we get to almost 38 weeks.
Yep.
Elective C-section.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next?
What, at the C-section?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So by this point, I've been in hospital for 3 days because they tried the induction. Induction's not worked. Then they said, oh, you know, this is a consultant at this point. They're like, you know, your birth canal's a bit narrow. Not something you want to hear when you're about to try and push children out.
Two.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And they're like, it might work. It might not work. And I was like, right. So they're like, we recommend a cesarean. So that's how the selective C-section came about. So I was like, okay, cool. And it was booked for, I think, the day after. So we get wheeled down in the morning. This lovely little doctor comes around. She's got a really soft manner, really reassuring. I was like, okay, I feel happy with this. So we go through to the theatre. Obviously, you had the epidural. So you're laying on the bed. Now you can't move. Then this 6'5" guy walks in, burly like a fridge. And he was like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He goes like, let's get babies out. And I'm like, so where's the really gentle doctor? Where's the lady that makes me feel really safe? Not you pulling your gloves up to your elbows. You are terrifying. And that's the last thing. And then they just pull the sheet up. But the sheet doesn't go just vertical. Like they put it over at like a 45-degree angle. So I'm like laying under a tent. And then I got really terrified. I was like, I can wiggle my toes. Why can I wiggle my toes? And I just remember like getting really upset going, babe, I can wiggle my toes. We're about to cut my belly open and I can wiggle my toes. And then the anaesthetist, he's like, don't worry. He's like, can you move your leg? I was like, no, okay, I can't move my leg. That's fine. I was like, okay, so it's worked. And then, yeah. So obviously the way they pull babies out is not gentle. And honestly, someone had told me once that it's like someone's doing the washing up in your stomach, and that is actually the truth. They're doing the washing up, and then they're doing the drying, and then they're loading like the dishwasher, and that's all going on, and you're just getting thrown around all over the place. And then I reacted to one of the drugs, which made me apparently go like bright red, and I wanted to vomit. I was like, but then I got really scared because I was like, I can't sit up to be sick. So what am I going to do? Just like projectile over there. So they had to give me an anti-sickness drug. And I remember asking the anaesthetist, I was like, is it over yet? Is it over? And I clearly, looking back, he was trying to be nice, but he kept going, oh, just 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. I was in there an hour, like being thrown around.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I slightly hemorrhaged. Not like in a like life-threatening way, because obviously it wasn't life-threatening, but I slightly hemorrhaged. So they had to deal with that. And then they couldn't get, I think, my uterus to contract back or something to like get the placentas out. Yeah, I know.
Oof.
It sounds all horrific when you think back on it, but I'm quite blasé about it now because I was like, it was like 4 years ago. And then what was really cute is obviously the babies come out, you hear them, and they offered him to like my partner, like, do you want to hold them? And he's like, no. She's like, she's carried them for 9 months. She's going to be the first one to hold them. So I've got this I know. So I've got this really cute photo of like me like sobbing my eyes out, looking like a tomato with these little babies. And it's not a photo I show anyone, but it's a really nice one because I'm like, I was the first person to hold them. Because he was just like, no, she's done like the donkey work here. She's going to hold them first.
Bless him. That's really kind of him.
I know, it's really sweet, bless him.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Right, so how big were the babies when they were born?
They were both £6 each.
Wow,
yeah.
That's solid work.
Yeah, both £6 each.
Solid work.
Yeah.
Because that's not common at all for twins, is it?
No, they're usually born about like the £4 mark.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I don't know. It all seemed normal to me at the time. But yeah, £6 each. And they were born a minute apart. And what I didn't know is twins are the only births, or like multiple births, that they have their time of birth on their birth certificate.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like back in the olden days, like inheritance, you have to make sure which one's first. So they've actually got their time of birth on their birth certificate.
So who was first?
My little girl, obviously.
Of course.
She's a minute older, so it's like 13, 13 and then 13, 14.
Is that something she brags about
Oh,
now?
of course she does. She's the boss. She's just like,
I'm older than you.
I'm old. Honestly, she's like, I'm older than you. And then like my little boy goes, yeah, but I'm taller than you. She's the bossiest little person I think I've ever encountered.
I'm older than you.
She's literally, and I was like, you don't even know what older means.
By a minute, but I've seen so much during that minute.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm so more worldly than you are. But yeah, so they're both born, 13, 13 and 13, 14.
Okay, so then what happened? So I guess they go off with dad, probably?
No, they were given to me straight away. Like they were cleaned up. Meanwhile, like when you have like multiple births, you've got like, I think it's 5 people per child. Plus you're like all the people there for me. Like this room is crowded. But no, they checked them over. They were both breathing fine, good colour, absolutely fine. Because they obviously with twins, they're nervous. They're going to need like neonatal. Didn't need anything. Didn't need lungs clearing or anything like that. So they just put onto me and we were just wheeled through to recovery.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you all left?
We just wheeled, all wheeled. Rob's walking like next to me and we just wheeled through.
Look at that. Oh, I know. Look at that.
Yeah, and then I was given a sandwich and I was so happy. So I was just like...
A sandwich? Is that because you got twins? Because usually it's a toast.
No, they gave me a chicken sandwich, jelly, cake, tea.
I am saying this is the twin treatment. I got a toast.
No, I remember it was a chicken mayonnaise sandwich.
I got dry toast.
I love it. We just like the standards are just, no, it's not consistent, it's so unfair.
It's not the same standards.
Specialist treatment.
All right, so you go off with your 5-star lunch treatment, whatever, whilst everyone else around is starving on their dry toast. And a cup of tea. I didn't know. Am I making that one up? Maybe I'm making that one up. Can't remember if there was a cup of tea.
I definitely got tea and juice and jelly, and I don't even like jelly.
But I do remember dry toast. That's what it was.
That's mean.
So at that point, what goes through your mind when that's it? Both babies are out. That's it. You have 2 babies. They are yours.
Yeah.
What's the realization for you?
I think we're just sort of in a bit of shock because it's been so intense, like the last 24 hours to get to that point where they're now out and they're laid next to you. And it kind of feels a bit surreal. Like you're looking at them, you're thinking, you are now out and you're my responsibility. Also, I still can't move because I'm waiting for the epidural to wear off. And so like Rob's doing like the first nappies and stuff. And you're like, this is just the most bizarre moment. You're like, there's 2 of them and they're so small. And I remember the first night in hospital because obviously they're born in September, which apparently is like the busiest time of the year to have babies because apparently everyone plans it to get like the extra school year thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like the ward is like chaos. And you wake up in the middle of the night because you can hear children crying. You're like, is it my one? Is it not? You're like, I have no idea. Like there's just children everywhere. And you're looking down at them and you're like, oh, it's all cute. Still can't get to you. And then the second night, oh my gosh, it was hellish. It was absolutely hellish because they wouldn't stop crying. And up until my children were born, I'd never held a newborn. So I actually had no idea what to do with them. So I picked them up. They're not crying. I can't sleep. I'm in pain. And there's no like provision for your partner. So he's just in a chair. He broke the chair because he tried to flick it back and it doesn't go back and that snapped off. And then the midwife came in because you go slightly like, I was like, that bit delirious. So the midwife comes in and she like swaddles them and she takes them off for like an hour and you just fall asleep. And then you're like, hold on, where are they? Because you're suddenly like, they're not there. But then you're like, oh no, because the midwife has got them. And you're like, the whole thing is just like, my brain is just confused. And I think the second night was one of the worst nights we'd had. And then, the day after that we came out and they sent us home. And then you're just at home looking at them in their car seats in the middle of the room and you're like, what do you do with them? Like, what do I do with you
now?
Yeah. Because I think everyone's got that photo, haven't they, where the kid is in the car seat in the middle of the room and you're literally going, yeah, so what do I do with you? Do I get you out? You're sleeping? Do I leave you alone? I don't know. Do we just make a cup of tea and just sit here? It always seems a bit bizarre. Then obviously you get into it and they tell you what they want and what they don't want in their lovely little cries.
So what about So I've got a few questions here,
Mhm.
but the first question is, what about the follow-up from a medical point of view? Do you have to go back to the hospital more often because they are twins, or was it all
No.
fine because they were born really quite at the end of term, almost 38 weeks,
Yeah.
very good weight?
Yeah, so to be honest, we got discharged. So we had the C-section on a Wednesday and we came out on a Friday. And they were like, obviously, call these numbers if you have any problems. Otherwise, it's the visiting midwife comes out, I want to say like 2 weeks later or a week later. I can't quite remember. And then you get one more follow-up visit. But I didn't get any more visits or follow-up than anyone else would. And then you just get your 6 weekly check anyway, which I think is standard practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't get any more follow-up than anyone else.
Do you get offered any, I don't know, like support? I'm not quite sure what way they would provide that, but I don't know, do you get any?
No, I mean, you don't know. It's kind of like, obviously, you've had a baby, so you get whatever support there is naturally from the NHS. But other than that, you don't get any more because you've had two. I think had they gone neonatal, we would have.
Yeah.
But because they were happy with their weight, they were happy with like their colouring because they weren't like particularly jaundiced or anything. Well, they just sent us on our merry way.
Okay.
Yeah, and just like, there you go, it's two of them. Enjoy.
And so once you got home, were you all set and ready with everything like sort of double for the twins, or?
Yeah, we'd gone to town on everything. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I hadn't quite realised, and no one had told me, when you buy baby grows, I thought 0 to 3 would be fine, like for the first few months. No one told me that there was such thing as newborn baby grows. So it's only because my mum came round with this pack of newborn baby grows. Because they literally like, you were tying up the ankles because they were so big because it can hold a 3-month-old. And I was like, 0 to 3 is actually now what I realise a very big difference to what a newborn is. So that's the only thing I hadn't prepared on. But other than that, we had the cot in our room. They slept in the same Moses basket together for ages. I can't actually remember when they came out of the Moses basket together, but I'd have one upstairs, one downstairs, and I could carry them around like my little sack of potatoes and just move them around. And we had 2 rockers. I had a twin feeding cushion, which was amazing because it meant they could both sit there and be secure and I could feed them at the same time. And then obviously we had like 20,000 baby grows, 20,000 bottles. I remember the worst job in the world to me was cleaning bottles. I hated it, especially after like a night feed when they'd been up like every 3 hours. Even though I got like 12 bottles. That was like, I hated it. It was like my biggest bugbear. If anyone come over and say, can I do something? I'd be like, clean the bottles, please. I can't stand it. I hate it so much. And I've been making like jugs of formula. Like not just bottles, I'd make jugs. Actual jugs of formula.
Then you're like, and here's yours.
Literally, because I was just like, I can't deal with trying to make it. Because it made no sense. The way you make formula makes no sense to me. Like you're supposed to pour your boiling water in and then you scoop the formula in. But the steam of the water makes some of the formula stick to the spoon, meaning you don't get the right amount in it, which just blew my brain. So hence why I'd start making jugs of it. And I fell out with the health visitor about this because she was like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, but it works. I was like, I had a jug full of boiling water and I had my formula and I could pour it in so I could get the exact quantities. And then I'd make up my bottles before night time and I'd have a cool bag that I'd take to bed with us with cool packs in it so I could make sure the temperature of the milk was right. And I'd have this massive cool bag next to me in bed. So I was like, I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning going downstairs and making fresh milk. So I had my milk pre-made in my cool bag. I had my bottle warmer. We had like a whole conveyor belt going on. Because I was like, sanity.
Practicality.
Yeah.
I'm liking that. Great tip. I would have never thought about that.
It works. It honestly works. And it saves you a hell of a lot of time in the middle of the night.
Well, yeah, because it means that you don't have to leave the room, essentially.
Yeah. You just put it in a bottle warmer and whilst you're changing the butt, it heats up.
And so, do they sync up or do they not?
We made them sync up.
Yeah.
So my little boy was hungrier. So we kind of did the thing you're not supposed to do, which is you wake a sleeping baby, because I was like, if I don't wake her up to feed her, then he's going to feed, go to sleep, and then half hour later she's going to want to wake up. So we did actually wake them up. And during daylight hours is fine because everyone just has one baby each. But in the middle of the night, obviously, I've got the cushion in front of me. I'm holding the bottles. I'm trying desperately to stay awake. And I think there's a few times where you actually fallen asleep in the position of holding 2 bottles in front of you. And then my little girl went through this phase of you'd feed her, but you had to keep her upright for half an hour or she'd chuck it all up.
Oh, yeah.
So he put him back she's now sitting in a cushion. It's 3:00 in the morning, and you're on Amazon Prime buying like stuff you don't need that then gets delivered the next day, and you're like, what have I ordered? In my like not really awake state, I started ordering just stuff that you just don't need. Just trying to stay awake while she finishes her milk digestion.
I need a list of all the weird stuff you bought.
My partner would be like, "What is it?" I'm like, I don't actually know. It just seemed like a good idea at 3:00 in the morning.
Is it like a mix of Instagram telling you everything that you don't need?
Yeah.
It seems extremely important. And then Amazon Prime on the other side being like, buy me.
Yeah, like we could deliver it tomorrow. I'm like, I need it tomorrow. But yeah, I look back and it's like, I don't actually know how we survived because it was intense the first few months.
Did you get any help?
So both sets of parents were retired. So I think like once a week everyone would come over so they could all like help with the feeding during the day. But during the night it was just, me and my partner were just firming it. He'd stay up till about midnight, but obviously he had to go to work. And then I'd try and do the night feeds and we'd all sleep in until like 10:00. And I could never understand, like with play groups, they all start at 10.
Mm.
And we weren't getting out of bed till 10. And I was like, I didn't understand how everyone could be out of the house dressed and somewhere for 10:00 in the morning. Because I was like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I can't get my life together. Like, all I do is live in a dressing gown. So yeah, for the first few weeks and months, I think that's probably one of the biggest differences. If you've got one child, it looked, may not have been, but it looked like it was easier to get out of the house.
Mm.
But when there was two, it was an expedition. Like just getting the buggy down the steps to my house. Because obviously like it's quite a few steps, you bump them down and then just pushing them. They were heavy and the buggy was heavy. And I just couldn't understand how people went out with newborns. Like it made no sense to me. I was like, because what happens is like I need to feed one, I had to feed both of them. I need a butt change. I was like, I can't just leave one in the pram whilst I take that one to change it. The buggy doesn't fit in the thing. So for the first few months, I think if I went anywhere, unless it was like to my parents' house, my in-laws' house, I'd have to have someone with me because I was like, I'm outnumbered. And they terrify me because they're small.
Yeah.
I think that was the hardest thing. And then after a while, you get used to it and then you start going places. But yeah, playgroup. I don't think I went to playgroup till they were about a year old because I just couldn't work out how to get there. I was like, I just don't know how to get there at 10:00 in the morning when I'd done like the last feed at 7. Not last feed, but last nighttime feed I classed it as at 7. And then getting like an extra 3 hours sleep because I was like, I need that to function.
If you could use, say, a few words, I'm not going to say 1 or 5 or whatever, but if you could use a few words to describe that first year, what would you say?
I think it's just chaos. Like you'd learn to thrive in chaos and chaos just becomes the new normal. And eventually chaos, I think you just learn how to juggle chaos in the end. But I think that's all new parents, isn't it? You just, you learn how to juggle your chaos. Yeah, I guess. There's the only way you can describe it because it's every like, but what I found really bittersweet about being like a twin parent is every first is also every last. Because obviously I don't plan to have any more children. Like I'm not crazy. I don't want
to jump to 4.
Oh gosh, no.
Or 5. I don't know. If you can release 2 eggs, maybe you can release 3 eggs.
That is a terrifying thought. But it's like every time like you wean for the first time or they take their first steps and you're like, and then the other one does it. You're like, oh yes, this is amazing. He's like, but it's also the last time anyone's going to take their first step. So it's a real bittersweet thing during that first year because it's all the firsts, but also all the last time that first time will happen, which is really bizarre.
Yeah, no, I see it. I can see that.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking about first steps, I would assume that there is the first phase of your life where it's like, oh, okay, I've got twins, I've got 2 babies, And then it's probably next level when they start toddling around.
They start moving, yeah. So basically, I remember like our front room is like a through room. So you've got like the archway to the kitchen and then it's open to the stairs. So we had to, I affectionately called it the cage, but we basically got a giant playpen that was the size of the room so that we could contain them. Because once they were off. And my little girl, she walked first. And then my little boy, he caught up. But they were just everywhere. And they'd climb over each other. And they learned how to escape. Like, he learned how to, like, hop skip over the sofa. And you just hear this, like, up the stairs. And you're like, how have you learned how to do the stairs so quickly? I don't understand. And then when the floor changed from, like, carpet to wood floor, like, on the kitchen threshold, my little girl didn't realise that if the gate wasn't there, she thought you still had to like lift your bum in the air and step over this imaginary wall. she hadn't realised that different floor. You could just walk over it normally, but no. She's doing this little bear crawl over and lifting her butt in the air to get over it.
So cute.
It was so cute because she was just looking at her thinking, oh, you're so silly.
Yeah, I can imagine that it becomes like next level of chaos when they start moving.
And it's weird because, like, as adults, you've got like nice things in your house and you've got like your ornaments and you've got your plant. Yeah, no, not when you've got kids. You have nothing out because all you see is danger. You're like, that's a sharp corner. Let's get rid of that really nice coffee table. Oh, look, we've got a fireplace. Let's like cage that bit off. And you just basically live in this play pit. And that was my world, was this play pit. And that was it. Like, I couldn't let them out, but there's nowhere else to go. And you're like, I think day in, day out, you're like, I think we all got cabin fever because you're just in this same room all the time because there's nowhere else safe that I can have them because there's two of them. Because one will go one way and one will go the other way. Because I took them to the park for the first time on my own, I remember. And I had them on the reins because someone had bought me those, the rucksack reins. And I was like, oh, this is a great idea. We can toddle around the park together. Oh my gosh, it was awful. Literally, they went that way, and then you'd pull them back and they'd cry because they've fallen over. And you're just like, this is awful. I can't walk you. I think
it's not working out.
I was like, I've seen all these other people like toddling along with their little child, and I was like, oh, that looks magical. No, not when you've got two. They're twisting, they're turning around you, and they're hitting each other, and you're just like, I just want to go home and cry. This is awful. Who thought this was a good idea?
Oh dear. Okay, so fast forward to today.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, they've started going out to childcare.
So they go nursery now.
Yep.
3 times a week.
Yep. So they go to nursery. So I would assume that probably gave you a bit of time back for you. Go back to work maybe, or just free time.
I went back to work after a year, but the only reason I managed to do this is because obviously my parents and my in-laws are all everyone's retired, so my job let me work from home. So I only do 4 working days. I work from home 3 of those days, and I go to the office once. So because it was my in-laws and my parents, I was comfortable to do that. And then obviously, I think from about the age of 2.5, they went to their little nursery, which is obviously a very outdoorsy based place. They love. Couldn't recommend an outdoorsy place more because it's hilarious when they come back and they go, I learned how to make fire. And you're like, great. Who weaponized these children? Look, I'll show you. And you're like, no, don't.
Not right now.
Yeah, show me later outside. But they love it. And it's been great for them because I think it's helped them with their confidence as well, like being away from me. Because if I'm in the room, all they want to do is play with me. Like, I'll take them to playgroup. Like, this is your chance to play with other children, not with me. Because, like, I want to talk to other mums. And all I find is they're like, Mummy, play with me. Do this with me. Do that with me. And you're like, but if I wasn't here, you'd be fine. You'd be playing. Which is, frustrating. Because you just want to talk sometimes as a mum to other mums. And, kids don't let you do that sometimes.
No, they don't.
No, they're just like everywhere.
It's not a function.
Yeah, it's just like
it's not loaded on the software.
You start wondering, like, why do we go to playgroup? Because I was like, they don't play. All they do is annoy me when I'm trying to talk to other people.
Well, you're just moving what's happening at home outside.
Yeah, just to another room, basically.
It's a bigger room. There are other people as well.
And they give you snacks. So
there you go. Hey,
that's
at least someone else is doing the snacks.
It's true. One snack I don't have to make.
So, there is something I need to share with the listeners here that you've shared with me, and I'm really impressed with that. So I'd like to have your tip on that. You've shared with me, prior to recording, that now your 4-year-old twins will go to bed at I think 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And they just
sleep through.
Go to bed. They sleep through.
Yeah.
You've got your entire evening. How did you get to that?
Everyone's like, tell me. How?
How did you get to that?
So, I think bedtime, we've always tried to have a routine. Obviously, when you've got newborns, there is no routine. Anyone who tells you you've got a routine, I'm like, okay, you're clearly drugging your child. I don't understand how you're doing this. But for us, I think we moved them into their own room for about 8 months. But that meant I would do the last feed in my bed and I'd sit in the middle with them. I'd have one either side of me. They'd have their last bottle. I'd read a story and then they'd naturally fall asleep. And then I'd carry them through to their room. And we did that for a few months. And then I was like, they need to be able to sleep on their own because I was like, there's 2 of them. I was like, I can't keep getting up all the time. So we did a little bit of soft touch sleep training Whereas they'd have their milk, they'd have their story, we'd carry them in. And then I think there was one night they both cried for about 20 minutes and I was sat outside like on the hallway just rocking, just like, they will stop soon, they will stop soon, they will stop soon. I've got like the camera like, I can do this, I can do this. And then they went to sleep. And then the second night they just like lay down, grizzled a little bit, and then they went to sleep. And we sort of, from that moment, we've just kept the routine. So it meant we left family things early. We've left everything early because at 6 o'clock we do the bedtime routine. Get your pajamas on, you have your milk, you have your story. 6:30, they're going upstairs. We're brushing our teeth. We're doing last wee-wees, tucking you into bed. It's like, good night, close the door. I'll see you in the morning. But I bought this new clock for them, which is awesome. And it's at 6, so they go up. About 6:30, we get to their bedroom. They do like their last bits and pieces. And then they've got 15 minutes, and then this clock will go red. And that means that's it. Game over. No talking, no singing, because my little boy, he likes to sing Christmas songs at the moment randomly.
We had that too.
Yeah, they don't stop
Christmas songs all year.
Yeah. It's like Christmas pudding, and you're like, please, just anything but Christmas pudding song. I don't understand this. But then at 6:45, that will go red, and it generally goes quiet in there. And obviously I've got the monitor so I can see what they're doing. I can hear them. And then it will go green at 7 o'clock in the morning. And that's when they know they can come out and they can go downstairs and they can play.
And they stay?
They stay in their room. Yeah, I know.
You know you can sell that.
I feel like there should be more that I'm telling people, but honestly, that it's just, we've been really consistent with it. And they will, and they'll go downstairs and they'll play for like half hour quite happily. And then I'll get up and go downstairs with them, make them breakfast. I mean, my little boy has got into the habit of, he'll go downstairs at 7, he'll go to the fruit bowl, he'll get himself an orange, get himself a plate, and he'll sit at the dining room table with his dressing gown and slippers and then peel and eat his orange. He's like a little old man. He cracks me up. And then he goes and puts all the rubbish in the bin and he puts his plate in the sink and he just continues with his day.
You know, you can sell that.
Honestly. Or raising little old men. Like, yeah, that is about it. The only difference will sometimes be is my little girl, she's a bit of a morning pooer. So you might just wake up to wipe my bum, but that's about the only time we deviate from that. Yeah, I wish there was a magic trick I could tell everyone, but it's not. It's just but this is where I think the twin thing comes in to help itself, is because they've always got each other, they're never on their own.
Yeah.
So they go to bed happily because they're not on their own.
Yeah.
And we do actually still have the white noise machine, much to my partner's dismay, because he hates it. And I actually quite like it now. I like it because it annoys him. But they still have that, and they quite like a little nightlight, like whale thing. And then the clock thing. And yeah, they get up in the morning, they've got each other to play. So
yeah, that's very true.
As long as you can get through the first year of chaos, then it starts like being a benefit because they can play together. And yeah, in the mornings they've got each other. Yeah, they sleep through till 7.
You'd almost sell it to me. Almost. not necessarily saying that that's not what I'm calling for.
Put it in the universe.
I'm not putting it out there. No, that's great. Is there anything that you want to add to the story that you feel like you want to share? Maybe a question that people ask you very often?
I don't know, because I think the main thing is the sleep thing. When people find out about the sleep, they clearly think I'm doing something dodgy. I'm not, I promise you. It's just, we've just been consistent, and it's meant we've given up a lot in that first year to get that routine tight. But yeah, it's just surviving the chaos, isn't it? And just juggling it. Each day is different. Each day's got a different challenge. Yeah, I don't have any magic words of wisdom. Just hold on in there. It gets better.
Do you know what? I think this one is probably the best one.
Yeah.
Because it does get better.
It does.
And I think whether you have twins or whether you have one child or you have 5, I don't know. I don't have 5. But I would assume that, regardless of what it is, it just gets better.
It does. Every stage gets that little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And it's magical along the way. But you do question your sanity sometimes. I have sat in the garden at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, what have we done? But then the next day they'll give you like the first smile or something really cute and you're like, oh yeah, now I remember why we're doing this.
I think it was a great story.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liz, for sharing it.
Anytime. It's been a pleasure sharing it.
And come back if you decide to have more, and
there will be no more. No,
we can have the follow-up episode with we had twins and we moved on to triplets.
Oh gosh, could you imagine? No. The world is not set up for triplets. I don't know how people do that.
We'll find out maybe if you have triplets again. Reach
Or
out to me.
you can have triplets. There you go. I'm sending that backwards to you.
No, thank you. I'm good talking to people with triplets. I don't think I would be good having the triplets.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Liz, thank you. Thank you for bringing so much joy into this recording and for making me laugh more than I probably have in any episode to date. I hope our listeners felt every bit of the warmth coming through. But underneath all the laughter, there is something really beautiful in your story. The woman who could not picture herself as a mum, who met the right person, who then got two for the price of one, and who now cannot imagine her life any other way. This is a love story, and I think it will resonate with so many people listening today. To anyone who found out they were expecting twins and felt the world spin a little, Liz is proof that you're going to be just fine. More than fine, actually. If this episode made you smile, share it. The world needs more of this energy. And as always, thank you so much for listening and for being part of this village. And I'll see you in the next episode. Raising with the Village will now be released every other Thursday, giving me the space to keep bringing you thoughtful and honest conversations. You can find all past episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you usually listen. And you can follow the show there, so new episodes land straight into your feed. If you'd like to get in touch, share feedback, or suggest a story, you can find me on Instagram at Raising with the Village. I always love hearing from you. And if this podcast has resonated with you, one of the best ways to support it is by subscribing, rating, leaving a review, or sharing an episode with someone who might need it. It truly makes a difference and helps these stories reach the people who need them most. Thank you for being part of the village, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.